Hello, everybody. I am back and doing what I love to do is to talk about cricket. And yes, I watched the India versus Namibia match. And as expected, like I had mentioned, that India should continue the dominating brand of cricket that they do in the recent past. And that's exactly what they did. And it was very, very refreshing to see 100 runs being scored in only 7 overs. I think India has now formed a habit of scoring the first 100 really, really quickly. And the lineup changed. We had Sanju Samson back as an opener, Bumrah back in place of Siraj. Slightly unlucky, I would consider Siraj to be, but yeah, that's what it is in India. Too much of talent for a guy like him to be a part of this T20 lineup. Sanju Samson, yeah, that was a bit of a surprise because our new rock star, the new hero, Abhishek Sharma, is unwell and hence could not take field. And guess what? When the fortunes favor you, then you tend to get chances. And Sanju definitely should consider himself lucky that he got one more chance. And guess what? Look at how he started. He started scoring exactly how Abhishek Sharma does, and he looked like an apt replacement until the eighth ball where he got out. So he was going at a strike rate of 300%. But unfortunately, it's a sorry tale for Sanju. He continues to get chances and does not make the most of it as consistently and as regularly that he should be hitting those big runs, because when you're at the top of the order, you are expected to score the bulk of the runs, in a T20 kind of format. And he got out, but all too similar again. The bowlers have figured it out, I guess. On the legs, he gets the ball and he doesn't manage to score it well enough. And one more time on the leg side, he got out. This time around, of course, at the boundary. A sad thing for Sanju, but yeah, he got another chance. And he might, the way it seems, get another chance in the Pakistan match also, because Abhishek's health doesn't seem to be up to the mark. So yeah, we'll wait and watch. But yeah, outstanding power play, and we scored 209 runs, which is no mean task. Yeah, I would like to argue that we could have done 230, 240, but how does it matter as long as we win the match? And if we win it by 93 runs, I'm not complaining. But something very beautiful happened here. At the end of, I think, the 9th or the 10th over, Erasmus came in, who is the Namibian captain, and he is this mystery sort of a bowler who bowls side arm, round arm, and he tends to bowl way before the crease, and he tends to really confuse, and he did bother our batsmen, is what we figured out. He picked up 4 wickets, and something that in my view was a warm-up for us to get ready for Usman Tariq in Pakistan. So yeah, it was a very interesting way that we sort of faltered at the end, but yeah, I think overall, like I always say, all's well that ends well. So it ended well for India. Yeah, but like every time, let's look at the top 3 positives. Yeah, a management guy that I am, I love to analyze everything in that fashion. So the top 3 positive, of course, again, we've got Ishan Kishan, right? The guy scored another 50 and scored it at a rate of knots. It was super fast, and like always, he dominated the bowlers, and he was the single most important reason why we got 100 runs in 7 overs. So that was a big positive. Hardik Pandya, another massive positive. He continues to bat well every second innings that he gets down in. And what more, he brings that amazing flexibility to the captain to have a fast bowler opening for India in Hardik, and he also picked up 2 wickets. So clearly a fantastic all-round performance. And Varun's bowling, because until then Namibia was going pretty well at the rate of 10s, I guess, when Varun came into bowl. And like always that he does, he brings in his mystery, and most batsmen are unable to pick him. And the funny thing is, in these days, with the kind of fast T20 cricket that everybody plays, nobody wants to give him at least 3 balls also to read what is he trying to do. And typically the wickets Varun got were exactly the same template, that batsmen didn't want to bide their time and see how he's bowling, what he's trying to bowl, and they just wanted to smash him out of the attack, which seldom happens. So yeah, Varun was yet another positive for India, and fantastic to see that these guys are consistently performing. But what were the top three areas we need to improve? Of course, the last 4 overs. Yeah, while of course 209 is a great target, but last 4 overs we scored only 25 runs, and you know what? We lost 5 wickets. Now that's huge. You cannot be losing so many wickets, especially at the slog overs. Yeah, where you are expected to accelerate. Yeah, as long as you are at let's say 10 and 15 runs and over, it's okay losing wickets. But to be at 6 runs and over last 4 overs, yeah, that's where everybody felt that India could have done better, 230, 240. So that's clearly an area that we need to do better. Again, it comes back to the same theory: dominating brand of cricket at times doesn't work. And it's in that very moment when you've lost like 2 quick wickets, is that the third batsman should try and spend a few balls. And you know, in T20 cricket, you can always capitalize later. You know, 1 over you've had 4 dot balls, but the last 2 balls, if they go for sixes, you've done more than enough, right? But typically, yeah, batsmen tend to go out and tend to attack way too soon at times, and especially after 2 wickets have fallen. I think that's an area that India could have done better. Spin issues, I think something that I had mentioned in the past also. I think that's an issue for India clearly, because we are, I believe, sort of not anymore the best players of spin, because we tend to falter. Like Erasmus was a clear example that he bowled well, and we could not really get our act together to dominate him, or forget dominate, but we allowed him to take 4 wickets. Yeah, so that's something that India has a concern, especially for the next match, which is going to be even more important when I talk about it. Another small little area that we could have done better but could not, and is clearly an area of improvement, is that we could not get early wickets. You know, Namibia at the end of 7 overs, I think, was 67 runs in. So we could not really get those 2-3 wickets, which typically, if you do as a bowling unit, the opposition is on a back foot, and that gives us a clear advantage going into the middle overs when Varun and Jasprit Bumrah, who are the designated bowlers for the middle phase, comes in, and then the opposition will have a really tough time to do anything. You know, if they have lost 3 wickets up front, and then you have to be dealing with a Varun and a Bumrah, is going to be super difficult. So I think opening overs, and if more wickets we can fetch, we can do even better. Yeah, so that was India Namibia. Now the next big one. Yeah, after all the fancy weird things that our neighboring country did, Pakistan ended up agreeing to play, which I think most people say they were supposed to play. They were only putting up an act, trying to arm twist ICC into doing a few things for them, which of course ICC didn't budge, and they eventually meekly surrendered. And a lot of Pakistani players themselves are not happy with what they did by taking this U-turn and choosing to play. But of course they had to. There was so much at stake, billions of dollars of revenues they would have lost, and ICC would have lost. So somehow everybody put their act together, and we have this fantastic match happening on Sunday. And I am a strong believer that while the score line currently is 7-1 in favor of India, but India should take it very, very carefully. Yeah, I don't think India is a clear winner. Even if you recall, the last game between India and Pakistan was in Asia Cup final, and we didn't have it easy. We had to work hard and earn that victory, right? Whereas the previous 2 games, India could win easy. But the last match that we've had, it was a tight one. And this one, I believe, will be far more difficult for India to win. The reasons are very clear. They are playing in Sri Lanka. Colombo is known for spin-friendly wickets. And like I mentioned, even in this match, versus a Namibia kind of a team which does not have a big reputation of spin bowlers, whereas Pakistan will come with 4 spinners, right? Of which Usman Tariq, who is that little mystery spinner. Ashwin has spoken a lot about him. A lot of players have spoken, and he's got a lot of wickets recently. He's got this weird action where he holds almost indefinitely before he delivers the ball. So, and then he does a sidearm slinger, right? Everybody questions his action. Nobody knows what's right, but he's going to play. And I'm very certain that he's going to cause some concerns, like Erasmus did for India. And besides that, they have I.M. Sayub, they have Shadab Khan, they have Mohammad Nawaz. There are so many spinners in that lineup, right? So India will have to really, really be careful and not come out all brooding and being overconfident of our chances with the 7-1 score line of past. Clearly, we'll have to apply ourselves very strongly, and the Colombo wicket will not allow for our template to work of dominating the bowlers. You will clearly have to assess very quickly whether 140, 160 is going to be enough. And in that attempt of trying to dominate Pakistan and in that whole revenge sort of an attitude, if we go down, we might just go down 100 all out or something. So that's where I feel that India should be very, very careful and trade their options very carefully. Maybe consider having Kuldeep Yadav in and trade off maybe something very bad honestly were to happen if Arshdeep Singh will have to sit out, but I guess that's going to be the template, because if India wants 4 spinners as well, it has to be Arshdeep out, Kuldeep in, fast bowling resources, Hardik Pandya, Bumrah will of course be there, and you have a backup in Shivam Dube, and then you've got super quality spinners in the lineup like Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakravarti, Akshar Patel. So that will then augur very well for India to fight the spin battle, if it is going to be spin battle, looking at the wicket versus Pakistan. But I am very confident it's going to be a very tight match. I don't think India will have a cakewalk or a absolute easy ride on this one, but it'll be very, very interesting. So I am all looking forward to it, and I'm sure you are too. If you are a cricket fan, you can't miss this for nothing. And yeah, after that match, I'll see you. So thanks and see you around.